Hello, beautiful people on the other side of the screen. You are now tuned into Audiotree Live. Today is Friday, May 12th, 2023, and I am your host, Psalm 1. I'm yearning to get into the music today, but before we do that, I want to remind y'all that subscribing to Audiotree means you get these dope videos at the top of your feed every single time they drop, so please make sure to do that. And while you're at it, follow Audiotree on Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, or wherever you bang your music. Today, we have none other than Adeem the Artist in studio, straight out of East Tennessee. This Carolina-born, wonderfully white trash poet brings brash, bold, non-binary charm, and serious songwriting ability to their incredibly relatable Americana-drenched songs. This is the sort of big tune, wink, wink, I'm queer too sort of music I live for. Ladies, and gentlemen, please welcome Adeem the Artist.
Homeboys in tight blue jeans are driving me crazy. Homeboys, tight blue jeans with legs that go for days. Oh, boys in tight blue jeans are driving me wild with their poison and Becky Ball style. This is actually part of the song. It seems like it might not be, but it also proves that I'm not good at guitar or that I can't sing high enough or low enough for this one. It doesn't matter. We'll pretend like it. I never came out. Never told my friends about the boys I kiss and could not resist. I never came out, though my daddy had some doubts when I sat down straight with makeup on my face. I didn't have language for the way I felt, taught since I was born to other everybody else. One of me, I could not be one of them. Rainbow-loving boys chose to live in sin. I'm not saying this because I'm proud. I never came out. I never came out. They only told my sister how I spent the night in bed with pretty men. I never came out. Then enough before I ever found the words to say I'm not straight or gay, but also both. Didn't have language for the way I felt, been taught since I was born to other everybody else. If I was one of me, I could not be one of them. Rainbow-loving boys chose to live in sin. I'm not saying this because I'm proud. I never came out. Now, I don't think it matters to anybody else, but I do think it's important that you honor all the various pieces of yourself. And I'm learning all the ways I let misogyny suppress all of the feminine inside me. It's pretty sad, but all of that feminine energy is still inside me. I never came out. Didn't think that it mattered now that I was married and monogamous and settled down. I never came out. But I found sexuality isn't just who you kiss, it's part of your identity. I didn't have language for the way I felt, been taught since I was born to other everybody else. If I was one of me, I could not be one of them. Rainbow-loving boys chose to live in sin. I'm not saying this because I'm proud. never came out. That's good, yeah. Thanks for having me on here. This is so lovely. I'm really grateful to be here. If you're watching alone on the World Wide Web, I meant alone, but if you're alone too, I guess. My name is Adeem Maria. I perform songs as Adeem the Artist, and I want to do one about well, I grew up in North Carolina, and I grew up Southern Baptist. And there came a point, I guess it was 2011, when I first started kind of making my way fully out of the mythology of my youth. And for the first time, I interfaced with the fact that I wasn't going to go to heaven when I died, you know? And so I felt really sad for a little while until I remembered something that my preacher had told me. And that's that once you accept the salvation of Jesus on the cross, you can't give it back. That gift is forever. So I thought, well, maybe I'll make it in on a technicality. So I wrote a song called Going to Heaven to remind myself I was covered. On the back roads of my hometown, I was baptized once or twice by some grifters in a storefront church in exchange for eternal life. They said you're going to heaven. Yeah, I was told I was going to heaven. Oh Lord, I'm going to heaven now. I prayed what they said to pray. I can't wait to get to heaven. Gonna have me a gay old time in heaven. Fuck me, I'm going to heaven. I made a steal of a deal that day. Can I swear? Yeah, I can swear. I can do whatever I want. Thank you. Thank you for letting me curse on the on the make-believe TV. I had, you know, there's like kind of three main options when you leave the church, especially if you come from any sort of fundamentalist background. You can either sort of cling really tight with white knuckles to the thing you're told to believe as a child, or you can leave those things behind completely in search of new answers, or you can find some way to kind of integrate the new things you learn with the mythology of your youth in a way that creates something that's uniquely yours. And I eventually decided to leave. But for a while, I came back. I did the integration bit. I found out about this guy, Bishop John Shelby Spong. Lovely theologian, really, really beautiful man. And that got me introduced to another theologian, Matthew Fox, and a whole host of folks that challenged a lot of the fundamentalist way of believing. I got introduced to Christian mysticism is what it is, you know. There was so long where I thought Christianity was only the Southern Baptist things I believed, and Islam was like only Rumi's teachings. You know what I mean? Because you have such a these blinders on, and there came a point where I realized there were Rumis throughout Christianity too, you know. Anyway, so I went back, I tried again, I told the priest I would read with there what my pastor had told me. And he said, well, that's not true. If I give you a gift, you can give it back to me if you don't want it. And I'm made in the image of God. And I was like, shit, I'm going to have to write another song. So I wrote another one. This one's called Going to Hell, as it were. Do you really want to go to heaven? We get this rapture started. Do you want to go to hell, children, with Adeem the Artist? Gonna dance around on the fiery ground. Never gonna fiddle at a bluegrass sound. Or a cassette will make Charlie Daniels proud. They play country songs in heaven, but in hell we play them loud. Well, I met the devil at the crossroads and I asked if we could make a deal. He seemed puzzled, so I told him the story and he said, none of that shit's real. It's true, I met Robert Johnson. He showed me how the blues could work. A white man would rather give the devil praise than acknowledge a black man's worth. Do you really want to go to heaven? Look at this this rapture started? Do you wanna go to hell, children? With Adeem the Artist, gonna dance around on the fiery ground. Devil gonna fiddle at a bluegrass sound. A ruckus that'll make Charlie Daniels proud. They play country songs in heaven, but in hell we play them loud. He said, I'll give you all the freedom, and I ask you use it well. Love ain't just a feeling, it's a goddamn magic spell. So we sat there in the darkness and played some songs together, but he wouldn't make a deal with me. That's why I'm not better. Do you really want to go to hell? If we get this rapture started, do you want to go to hell, children? Adeem the Artist, gonna dance around on the fiery ground. Me and the devil gonna holler blood harmonies out, try and make the Louvin brothers proud. They play country songs in heaven, but in hell we play them loud. Ooh, hell, Satan. Oh, boy, howdy. Thank you.
We're here with Adeem the Artist, and we're not going to hell. Just want you all to know that right now. I prayed the gay away, and, that's where we're going to land there with it.
Yeah, I feel very straight now since I came here.
So you're on tour currently right now.
Yeah.
How's it going for you? How are you feeling about all that?
Oh, it's been really fun. I feel like I'm on the road with Josh Ritter, who's like a phenomenal songwriter. And I feel like I did my first good set last night, so now I'm really excited about the rest of the shows.
Cool.
You already know what to do.
Yeah, you got to get that first one out of the way where you're like, oh, yeah, that was pretty good. I know what I'm doing. So I heard a rumor that you travel with child. Is this correct?
Yeah. We've got our 5-year-old kid with us on the road.
That's amazing. How are you navigating that? How is the kid doing?
It really depends on whether or not the kid has a nap that day or not.
Gotcha.
Usually on a long drive, I can get like a 2-hour nap, and then we can kind of stay up till the end, and then we can fall asleep on the way to the hotel or whatever, and that's okay. But on days we miss the nap, I'll get some... My kid is doing this thing where they get overwhelmed, so they just start like punching.
Okay.
But they're just like at the perfect height to just always hit somebody's genitals. So it's made selling shirts difficult, and that's what we all do this for.
The shirt sales. Yeah. Exactly. Well, hopefully the punching is not too bad, and that you get more naps than not naps on the road.
Yeah, that's a good prayer. May we always get more naps than not naps.
We all need that. It doesn't matter what age we're at. We need the naps all day. Hypothetically speaking, though, you have a day off in a new city that you find interesting.
Yeah.
What are you doing with that 24 hours?
Oh, well, we've got the scamp with us. So yesterday we ended up in Pittsburgh for the day and went to the Discovery Museum of, it's like a Heinz historical museum. There's like a great Andy Warhol exhibit. But there's a bunch of Fred Rogers stuff.
Okay.
And I love Fred Rogers, so we went and got to see the tree from the Mr. Rogers studio.
That's actually pretty awesome.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Finding museums and little cool things to do that you probably wouldn't find anywhere else.
Yeah. We were doing the most this city food we can do.
Sure.
But we had a couple cities that,
the city's food isn't that great.
We talked about shitting in the green room. I got to be careful.
That's a great segue to my next question. Yeah. You keep shitting in green rooms. You keep tweeting about it. And you're apologetic. Why are you apologetic about this? We all have to do that from time to time. I've
just been told, specifically by my manager, Kyle Crownover, who's a bit of a micromanager, that you're not supposed to shit in the green room. It's really taboo. And sometimes, I do. If I have to go to the green room and do an absolute paint job, I don't want to live in shame
for the next couple hours.
But so I feel like if I make an apology tweet, then nobody in the other band is like, sure does smell like shit in here, doesn't it? They see the tweet and then they're like, it's okay. They know they're disgusting.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
self-awareness.
Yeah.
Sure. So you didn't blow up Audiotree's restroom, did you? You cannot confirm nor deny.
I don't know.
You look a little guilty.
I spent a little bit of time in there. I was mostly doing lipstick, you know?
Oh yeah, and it looks great. So we're just gonna say that's what you were doing.
Yeah.
So I want you to play some more songs. Can you do that for me?
Yeah, probably.
Maybe.
It's weird to be a leftist in the country music marketplace. Mm-hmm. I am a non-binary country musician, which means that I don't identify with the gender binary. I use they them pronouns, but I'm also not affiliated with the political binary. You know, I hate the weird boxes we're kind of told to compile people in. It's a very frustrating thing for me. But one thing that really frustrates me about country music is guys like Jason Aldean and like the guy from Stained. You know this guy?
Yeah.
You know, they say things like, I support the troops. You know, like I do. I support the troops. I find it frustrating. The implication is like, I pay the taxes. Like we all pay the taxes. Like we all tangibly support the troops. Everyone does. So what you're saying is that you have a special care, right? They matter to you more for some reason. But it's always done in the same breath as supporting some sort of like nationalistic propaganda. So really what it means is, I support the oligarchs and plutocrats that send your children to die. That's what country musicians love to champion, is that idea. That frustrates me a lot because you're forced into this place where you either support the troops, you know, or you're like a bad American or something, you know what I mean?
Either or.
It's silly. It's silly. There are people that choose to serve for the most honorable reasons. There are people who choose to serve because they need their school paid for. There are people who choose to serve for all kinds of reasons. And I would never denigrate the value of the choices people make with their lives. But to act as though supporting the whimsies of the military arms that take advantage of our need, that's a silly thing. You don't see these guys champion for less fireworks around the 4th of July to take care of PTSD or championing, the suicide rates or the lack of health care, you know.
I was going to say the health insurance and all that type of stuff, so.
Yeah, sure, you know.
So this song is blasting the hell out of this, and I love it.
Oh, no, this song has nothing to do with that.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to say all that real quick.
Yeah.
There's a thread or two maybe, but.
Okay.
Daddy's gonna buy me a brand new gun, show me how to clean it in the yard. Papa says he can't wait to see me fire with that steady arm. A couple hours of waiting and some heavy concentration put a bullet through the middle of a heart. Everybody's gonna be so glad to see the freezer full of fresh deer meat. Mama's gonna be so proud of me when we get back to the farm. Nights get longer, days get hard. I learned to put a bullet through the middle of a heart. I learned to put a bullet through the middle of a heart. Carolinian asked if she could marry me, driving around in Daddy's car. Gave her my graduation ring down by the lumberyard. Felt the violent hit of her passionate kiss like a bullet through the middle of a heart. Everybody's gonna be so glad to see her down the aisle at our wedding. Mama's gonna be so proud of me, spinning around a steel guitar. Nights get longer, days stay hard. It's like a bullet through the middle of the heart. It's like a bullet through the middle of the heart. Daddy paid his service till his time was due. His buddy recruits these days. Says I can make my country proud and get my education paid. Face them fears, make it 3 years. Brother, you'll have it made. Everybody's gonna be so glad to see me wearing that robe with my degree. Mama's gonna be so proud of me. God bless the USA. Nights getting longer, night goes hard, as I learned to put a bullet through the middle of a heart. I learned to put a bullet through the middle of a heart. Didn't have a grudge to bear many of the people there, but I came home haunted by the lives my duty caused. Felt the barrel's tip against my rib, put a bullet through the middle of a heart. Everybody's gonna be so sad to see the flag disappear into the earth with me. Mama, do you think you still believe I'm gonna see the face of God? Nights get longer, the light goes dark. I've learned to put a bullet through the middle of a heart. I've learned to put a bullet through the middle of a heart.
You just heard Middle of a Heart, a beautiful ditty by none other than Adeem the Artist. Is it true that you funded your last album primarily through $1 donations?
Yeah, I wanted to raise 15 grand, which is the most money I'd ever thought about asking for doing a record. And I felt weird to sell stuff, you know? I mean, I'm like low class. All my friends are doing GoFundMes for surgeries and stuff, you know?
Sure.
The idea to be like, and $15K for me to do my little CD.
Yeah.
You know, I just felt like, what a jerk. There's so many of my friends doing this exact thing right now. I'm not, you know, I never think that about them. I just felt insecure about, you know, you can make a record for a lot less money. That's the truth of it. You know, I wanted $15K because I wanted to make a business move. You know, I'm an artist and I'm also a small business owner. And so I wanted to invest in this as something that could sustain me, you know. I'm always going to make records, and I could have made them for a lot less. So asking a bunch of my friends for a loan for a business proposition, that's how it is in my brain, you know what I mean? And so I thought, well, with the mind of a child, what if only 15,000 people gave just $1?
Yeah.
And so that was the whole thing. I thought, well, everybody has $1. I mean, sometimes, like, somebody tweets, man, really wish I had a pizza right now. And I'm like, oof, is there a Venmo somewhere? You know?
It happens. It definitely happens naturally a lot of times like that. So
I just thought, heck, I'm going to try it. Let's sweep it up. And it worked. And we made a good album. Yeah.
Absolutely you did.
Yeah, I feel good about it. I invited so many friends to town that had never met before. And in like 3 or 4 days, we just banged this thing out. Like, everybody met each other. The vibe was right. We played through the songs. It was awesome. It was so magical.
It's very powerful to mobilize your fan base and then to also have the funds to bring people in, like you said, and then play the album of your dreams, essentially. Like, you thought this up. And I heard you say on a different interview where it was kind of like a bit for you. You were just like, give me $1. And then a lot of people did. So now we're here.
That's the people that ask me. They're like, how did you do it? I'm like, I don't know, man. I would randomly ask people for $1 on Venmo for years.
Sure.
You know, it just worked. The moment was right. The ask was there. I knew what I wanted to do, and I asked people if they would help me do it. And they did. And now I'm on tour with Josh Ritter at Audiotree.
Yeah, you're doing it. You're doing the things, the dreams, and living them. I wanted to ask, you handle heavy topics masterfully. Your songwriting is top tier, and people really resonate with many of your songs. Do you set out to have that kind of impact? It doesn't seem, you seem like you're letting things happen organically, but you're having this sort of impact on folks, especially as you simply navigate your intersectionality through your music.
Yeah.
Can you speak to feeling the pressure or lack thereof from sort of the heft of your songwriting?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think if it has an impact, that it has an impact, and that's really good.
Sure.
I think so much of it is me. I mean, I don't know. It's tough to hold all this at the same time. But the truth is, there is this like weirdness of navigating, like being a non-binary like spokesperson by accident and proxy of just happening to be here, at the right place at the right time, or the wrong place at the wrong time. I haven't decided yet, but and there's also the weirdness of being like a 7th generation North Carolinian, and being tied very much and committed to really parsing through what the work of like reparations looks like, on an individual scale, on a like a karmic scale. Like, how do you make right something that you're, genealogically tied to making wrong in some way? And so being at those intersecting points is so strange. And I think, I'm in some ways it's good luck.
Sure.
Because I have to weigh every microaggression against this ancestral karma. You know what I mean? There is some kind of like cushioning of being privy to the ways in which your life is privileged versus the way that you exist as a marginalized voice in a space, and also by virtue of having 30 some odd years really trying hard to perform masculinity.
Sure.
I'm pretty good at walking into a room and being like, everyone should listen to what I have to say, because that's like the most masculine white guy thing to do. I just have different things that I feel like need to be said right now. So maybe I'm using the all the bad things about being assigned male at birth to try and champion something like justice. And I don't know if I'm doing it well or not at all, but.
I totally understand that, like, as far as just performing identity and then
Yeah.
having certain things just tied to you,
Yeah.
I like to joke, as my name is Psalm 1, that I am the worst Christian rapper that you've ever heard in your life. And if you actually like Christian rap and you look me up, you'll be appalled at some of the things I say.
Right.
And also, navigating Christianity, that's the rap name I chose. A book
Yeah.
out the Bible, like if that's not like just ingrained, to play the devil's music. So with you and your concepts and your songwriting, it really touched me, because it helps me also as an adult. It reminds me that we're not alone in sometimes feeling othered by our faith, othered by our lineage, and othered by this country.
Yeah.
So thank you. I just wanted to thank you for being, I hate the word brave, and I hate the word brave calling, being navigating, like just being a queer artist, and being like, I never wanted to be a gay rapper. I'm sure you just never wanted to be like a queer country artist, and you're such more, you're more than that. So I just wanted to say that, and really appreciate you being here. And I'm looking forward to one more song. So
thank you for giving me some space to come play my little macaroni song.
Of
It means a
course.
lot to me. I appreciate it. I'm gonna end with kind of a short one, I think. I found this guy named Joe Troop. I don't know if you know Joe Troop, or Che Appalachia is his band of. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He's a fantastic songwriter, and I discovered him when I was writing for this little publication called Country Queer for a little while, and just became enamored with his work. It really was life-changing for me in a lot of ways, because all this for me has been a journey from these two different positions where, I was kind of a Christian acoustic punk artist for a long time, and also a cis straight white guy, and kind of became more traditional in this and from this angle while becoming, less traditional. So I've just, these aspects of my identity have intersected in this way of me, deconstructing the ways I was taught to perform manhood that never felt right and always felt cumbersome, but it seemed like the only way to survive, and sort of feeling this. I've got so many ideas.
Yeah, it's a lot, peeling back the layers, but yeah, just navigating that intersectionality is a heavy weight. So
I think that when you realize the ways that your parents have failed to show up for the world meaningfully, the urgency comes to run as fast as you can in the direction of progress. And I think that in this fabric of sort of this social fabric, there's this tear. There's a violent tear from you running from your parents. And then the older you get, you either become more embittered by that distance or you see the urgency of the tear as a shared wound. And then it becomes, okay, how do I stitch this back together? There's all these opportunities for what that looks like. And for some people, it means a midlife turn towards conservatism that never appealed to them before because they're trying to find some way to translate the goals and desires of their generation to the generation before. Sometimes it means like kids relating more with their grandparents and their parents because they take on the labor of pulling that wound closed and healing it, sort of letting this fold of skin like a wart heal over, and you have those are your only two choices. You either heal the wound or you pretend it's an abscess that needs to be removed, and I believe, as part of my personal religious doctrine, that there is no abscess, that it's all wound, and that it all needs healing in some way. And I think there's a way to do this that doesn't mean making radical concessions to the integrity of your values. And this genre of music has just become this sort of tradition that I feel rooted in by proxy of my birth that I now get to kind of reimagine the life of. And I'm not doing this by myself. There are a lot of other people like me that are having the same conversation. But anyway, I ate a little bit of an edible before I came over here is what I done, okay? Jeez. One more song.
Take me down to Carolina, I need mountaineer. Got seized in the cast iron and some color in my hair. And I could fall in love with anybody if I dare. I'm an interdimensional pansexual and I don't need repair. Take me down to Carolina, I need my tarot red. Got a stomach full of barbecue and existential dread. It's hard to keep your thinker and your gut equally fed. I'm a Marxist Martian on oligarchs and a connoisseur of cornbread. I've been reading gender theory and attended demonstrations. And I've watched my people nearing class emancipation. Well, take me down to Carolina on a cardinal's wings. Got three in my gullet, Lord, and a few new songs to sing. I'm opening a restaurant where you don't pay anything. Where the food's are plenty and the friends are many, won't you come along with me? I've been doing candle magic and reading Malcolm X. And while I'm no fanatic, I do believe that what we need is radical movement towards equity and justice, to dismantle white supremacy entirely, brick by fucking brick, by hand. And it's going to take all of us working together. It's the only way.
Church. The very big thank you to Adeem the Artist for blessing us today. And as always, major love to everyone here at Audiotree spreading the gospel of live music. Adeem the Artist is on the road right now, has a new single coming out called I See You on May 26th, and is making their Grand Ole Opry debut this June, and that's super exciting. You can find information on all their shows and tours at adeemtheartist.com/shows. Also, check out their latest album, White Trash Revelry, because you love great music and we want to see you thrive. Once again, likes are good, but subscribing to Audiotree means you get these great videos at the top of your feed every single time they drop, so please make sure to do that. And finally, if you want this audio, you can stream it on Apple Music, Spotify, Bandcamp, or wherever you bang your music. Follow Audiotree on social media for more fun content. And finally, I'm Psalm 1, and I love talking to y'all. Till next time, stay dangerous.
All right, so you guys want to do it for real now?